All right, welcome to part one of building a review in All Pay. So this is a little bit trickier than some of the things we do, so I'm going to break this down into some mini sessions, if you will. So the first thing we're going to focus on in this session is we're going to add a review form and then add any potential notifications that would be sent in relationship to this review form, okay? So if you notice, I'm in the company setup area of All Pay. I'm in the review form setup. I'm going to add new, right? So now depending on who you are, what your process is, you may have an annual performance, you may have a 30-day, a 60-day, a 90-day, right? So just really kind of depends on the company. So you would potentially have a review form for each type of review that you had. Okay, so this one we're just going to make it real simple for our example, and we are going to call this the annual performance review. Okay, all right, so we're going to call it the annual performance review, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save. So now if you notice, we've got these My Pay Assigned notification template and My Pay Available notification template. So these are great because what this does is when we assign something to an employee, it's going to notify them that their review is available to view and to go ahead and complete. And then on the My Pay Available notification template, this is what's going to alert the person responsible for completing the employer portion of the review that it is complete, available for them to view in All Pay, approve, do their own portion, and complete. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move out of company setup to go into the notification templates, or the email templates, if you will. So we're going to go over to application configuration. We're going to go into email templates. And from here, I don't currently have anything for this, so I'm going to add new. And on the template type, it's going to be review form. Okay, so from here, I'm going to call this the employee review notification. We'll make it real easy. That way everybody knows what it is, including yourself. So, all right, and then the subject is the subject of the email or the subject of the pop-up to do in My Pay, right? So we'll call this your review is ready, okay? And then in the actual content, right, remember this gets sent in an email, but it's also a pop-up in My Pay. So we'll just tell them you have your annual performance review that needs to be completed. Log into My Pay and go to the To Do tab to find instructions, whatever you guys want to put there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that, okay? All right, and obviously I can pretty that up more. I'm doing this as an example. And then I would want to add a new one, same thing, review form, and this template would be employer review all right, and then I will say in description, just for your information, once the employee completes My Pay review, this email is generated for the employer to finish their part, okay? And then on the subject, we're going to say review approval required, okay? So maybe in here we'll say you have a review that requires your attention. Now, this is going to be the employer part, so it's going to be a little different. So you're going to give them instructions to see this review, please log in to all pay and go to the self-serve review approval section. Okay, and you may want to put more instructions in there, and that's fine, but you know, obviously this again is an example. So, all right, so I'm going to save that. Now, when you add email templates, right, sometimes when you add them and you save them, you're going to have to log back in order for them to take immediate effect, right? So I always like to do it just in case. Okay, so now I've gone back into the company setup. I've gone back over to the review form, and now you see my pay assign notification template. I've got those available. So for the employee, I'm going to do the employee review. For the employer part, I'm going to do the employer part. And then the employee portion due date, the reason this is applicable is if you have a review that is due at the same time for all employees. So if your performance evaluations are due at the end of February, then you can put that there. Now you don't have to put a date, so if it depends on the anniversary date and all that, then this is not going to be the place to put that. Okay? All right, and then the last thing is the reopen user group. So this is if once an employee completes the review and then the employer part is complete, there is the option of reopening it to edit it for some reason, and you really want to restrict that. So I would suggest that you only allow user groups that you're comfortable with making those changes or edits after it's been closed. Okay, so you do that, and then you're going to hit save, and that's step one in starting your employee performance review.